Okay, I'd like to call to order the regular council meeting of February 13, 2017. Mr. Spagno, would you please call the roll?
Colella, Consolmagno.
Here.
Dixon.
Here.
Gibbons. Hannon.
Present.
Harrison.
Yes, here, present. No, I can't.
McLean.
Here.
Maury.
Here.
O'Brien.
Present.
8 members present. At this time, can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I do have one chair announcement. Executive session of council was conducted on Monday, February 13, 2017 for personnel issues. At this time, can we move to the reports of the officials and the library director's report?
Good evening. My name is Christine. I am the director of Your Public Library, where we provide services to inform, inspire, and enrich the community. I would like to give you a quick State of the Library report for 2016. We have 1/3 of Bethel residents have a current library card, which means that they have used it within the last 2 years. We had 161 people actually come in through the library doors in 2016. That's an average of 468 people per day. Our librarians answered just over 40,000 reference questions, many of them pertaining to technology. 280,000 items were borrowed from the library. That includes both the traditional print, audiobook, DVD, CDs, and also electronic items. We currently have 93,000 physical items in the collection and an additional 260,000 ebook titles available for you to borrow for free. We had 22,000 people come and use our public computers and an additional 8,200 users of our wireless internet network. We hosted 1,853 library programs with an attendance of 26,200. A few programs of note. It is tax time. We are hosting the AARP Tax Aid on Tuesdays through April 11th. Tax preparers are here from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. This is a free tax assistance and preparation program for taxpayers with lower middle income, with special attention to those over the age of 50. Registration is first come, first serve. We do ask that you bring last year's tax return and all pertinent documents for 2016. We have tabletop games on Sunday, February 19th at 2 p.m. Take a break from the games on your phone and play an old-fashioned board game instead. We have classics like checkers and Jenga, and some newer ones like Apples to Apples and Buzzword. This is for grades 5 and up, and we do ask that you register. Landscape design with the Landscape Center by Ivanovich will be here on Tuesday, February 21st at 7 p.m. Learn how to develop your landscape design from one of the area's premier landscape designers and horticulturalists. This class will be presented by Evan Ivanovich. We have Unreal Engine 4 meetup on Saturday, February 25th at 2 p.m. Unreal Engine 4 is a suite of integrated tools for game developers to design and build games, simulations, and visualizations. So you can come and join others to talk about creating and learning about virtual realms that involve using that suite of integrated tools. Skill Toy Mania on Monday, February 27th at 6 p.m. So we'll have spinning plates, kendamas, flower sticks. There's something here for everyone. We had these out during the summer. This is for grades K through 12. It's a lot of fun. We try and do it. I still can't do the flower sticks. We have a sign language class for adults that will begin Thursday, March 2nd. This is a 14-week course offering basic American Sign Language lessons for deaf and hearing persons. This is almost on a college level course. It's presented by Earl Hollinshead III. The class again meets Thursdays from 5:45 to 8:45. Registration is required, and this class fills up very quickly. February is Love Your Library Month, so we ask you to stop in and purchase a cutout heart for $1. Write on it why you love your library. We will be displaying them around the library so other people can see why you love us. And also the library is collecting during the month of February for the South Hills Pet Rescue. We're asking for new toys and grain-free food for dogs. You can drop your donation off at the library, and I will make sure that it gets to the rescue. That is all I have this evening.
Any questions? Hearing none, thank you very much.
Thank you.
If we can turn to the police chief's report, and Chief O'Connor.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council. Hello, everyone. Chief. We'll start off. We have a crime prevention tip. Please take all valued items from your vehicles, especially overnight, and then lock your vehicles up, especially overnight. Don't be a victim. Thank you. Our next Crime Watch meeting will be Monday evening, March the 6th at 6:30 p.m. in the Community Center. Please attend if you can and find out what is going on in Bethel Park. And finally, follow us on our Facebook page. We update it regularly with tips and information, so we encourage you to sign up and be one of our friends. Any questions? We're good?
Hearing none?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief. Could we turn to the Fire Chief's report?
Good evening, everyone. My name's Bob Brown. I'm the Assistant Fire Chief at Bethel Park. I'm here to give you the report for January. But before I do that, the Chief just had a couple items he wanted me to pass along to everyone. One thing we started recently, we've started what we call duty shifts on Saturday and Sunday. Strictly volunteer or members that wish to volunteer from 8 to 4 on Saturday or Sunday. They'll be staffing our station, so to speak. During that time, they will do vehicle inspections, equipment inspections. We also have a training session for them, and finally, we try to do a community service detail. The one thing we wanted to mention is if the public, if you're out and about and you see us out training somewhere, please feel free to stop by. We know the kids, especially if you have kids with you, we know they love to see the trucks, and we're more than happy to show them to them. If you see us down at the station, not only on the weekend, but anytime, please feel free to stop in. We're not always there during the week because we are volunteer, but if you see us there, you want to stop, say hello, little quick tour of the station, we'll be more than happy to show you around. The other item the Chief had was candle safety. A lot of that is just common sense, but one of the things, if you're leaving the room, just be sure to blow the candles out when you leave. Unfortunately, in my tenure here, which is almost 30 years, I unfortunately have been to numerous fires that have started because of candles. Again, it seems relatively simple and innocent, if you will, but unfortunately they can cause a lot of harm. You want to try and keep them 12 inches away from anything flammable. Also, never, again, something that we should always do, but never leave children alone in a room with a candle burning. You know, you want to be there to supervise. And finally, you want to keep matches and lighters either in a locked cabinet or out of the reach of the children at the home. Unfortunately, that also, kids are curious, you know, they want to try things or whatever, and a lot of times, unfortunately, that can start a fire also. Again, some common sense things, but we ask you to please be diligent with those. And finally, the fire report for the month of January. We had a total of 40 calls for January, a little bit busy, broken down in one cooking fire, 2 vehicle fires. We had 2 calls where we had actually people trapped in elevators. We had 1 overheated motor, 1 vehicle accident, 4 gas leaks, 1 water condition, 3 public service calls, 2 the calls where there was an odor of smoke, 6 good intent calls, 4 CO alarms, and 13 fire alarms. And I know I actually had my wife ask me, why do you break these down these different ways? They seem like they don't make any sense, some of the items, the way it's broken out. Well, we have to, our reports are all reported to the National Fire Incident Reporting System, and that's actually how they're broken down in that system. So they may sound kind of silly to a lot of people, but that's the way they are in the system, and that's the way they get reported, that we have to report every month. And other than that, that is all I have, unless there are any questions.
Any questions? Hearing none, thank you very much.
Welcome.
At this time, can we turn to the mayor's report, and Mayor Allen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have just 2 items tonight. One's a little far off, but if we want to get our spring thinking caps on, we do have our annual spring cleanup in April. So if you have a group or you've done it before, if you can contact Janet Davin here at the municipality and her extension is 211. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that the municipality of Bethel is currently looking for volunteer groups to adopt flower beds located along the T-line in Bethel. The flower beds were originally created by a collection of volunteer groups. Unfortunately, these groups have gone by the wayside, or the majority of them, and the beds, they're in desperate need of maintenance, weeding, planting, mulching. So rather than eliminating them, we'd like to keep them up, so we're in need of volunteers. So if you have a group that would be interested in adopting one of our beds, and I believe there's probably 8 or 9, I'm not sure, we'll supply the supplies. We'll provide gloves, vests, garbage bags, mulch, flowers. In addition, each group or individual will be recognized by having a sign in that particular flower bed. So if it's the garden bed is maintained by Girl Scout Troop 123. So if you're interested in participating in the Adopt a Flower Bed program, again, call Janet Davin, and her extension is 211. And we just want to make sure when the people ride the T from South Park to Pittsburgh, that it makes their ride through Bethel Park more enjoyable. So that's all I had. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Dan Duff from the Community Foundation. He's becoming a regular here, which we like.
Good evening, Mayor. Thank you. Yes, it's actually my pleasure to be back here once again. The Community Foundation is a nonprofit organization that provides funding for education, fine arts, performing arts, health and safety, improvement of community facilities. And I know you all probably remember we were here just recently and gave the fire department a grant for some response equipment. The police department got a grant last year, the Tri-Community Service. But I'm really excited about the grant that we're going to give out this evening. We were approached, about 6 weeks ago by the reinvigorized Bethel Park Historical Society, and they have some wonderful plans for revitalization of the Park Avenue facility. So without further ado, I would like to bring up 2 trustees from the foundation, Bill Holden and Sam Moore, and they're going to present the check to the Historical Society. And I guess the representative from the Historical Society, would you also please come up? Sam, if you'll be on that side, and we'll put these two. And could you introduce your group?
Certainly. Good evening. My name is Bill Habether.
Sue Vodzak.
Lynn Taylor.
And
Bill?
Tim Mowry is on the
Bill,
end.
could you tell a little bit about what you're going to use this $5,000 for?
Well, first of all, we appreciate the donation very much. It is going to be used to purchase 10 new windows for the schoolhouse. We have 107 windows in the school, all of which need to be replaced. And we were here in October, Tim, accepting a check from State Representative John Marr, and that kicked off our capital campaign. And we are very pleased that you all were able to donate. So we're almost, we've got about 60% of the windows paid for through our capital campaign and also through the graduating classes. We're asking each graduating class to sponsor a window, and a plaque will be put on the inside saying donated by the class of 1978, of which I'm a member, and we purchased a window. But this check will go to purchasing 10 windows, so we thank you very much.
If I'll push you in a little bit, you'll get a better picture. There we go.
We'd like to thank the Bethel Park Foundation. They're always willing to step up and help. A lot of the different community groups. I know I saw on Facebook they did a number of different check presentations over the last few months, but we do thank you for everything you do for the community. Okay, at this time, I'd like to turn to approval of the minutes, and Mr. Hannan.
The first one is the regular council meeting of January 9th. I move that we approve the regular council meeting minutes of January 9, 2017.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. We approve the regular council meeting minutes of January 9, 2017. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Counsel Magno,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Hannan,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Maury,
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. At this time, I'd like to turn to the approval of the minutes of the public hearing held January 23rd, 2017. Mr. Hannan.
I move that we approve the minutes of the public hearing of January 23rd, 2017. Application number 2016-0770, intermunicipality transfer of liquor license, Giant Eagle Incorporated, 5281 Library Road.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we approve the minutes of the public hearing of January 23rd, 2017, application number 2016-0770, intermunicipality transfer of liquor license, Giant Eagle Inc., 5281 Library Road. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Dixon,
Yes.
Hannan,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Maury,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Counsel Magno.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. At this time, I'd like to turn to the approval of the bills and payrolls, and Mr.
I
Hannan.
move that we approve the bills and payrolls for the municipality for bill list number 021317 in the amount of $1,812,656.21.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we approve the bills and payrolls for the municipality per bill list number 021317 in the amount of $1,812,656.21. Any discussion of this item? Spent a lot of money this month, Mr. Spagnol.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Spagnol, would you please call the roll?
Hannan,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Maury,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Counsel Magno,
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Before we move into the resident comments section, just for the people here this evening, under general policy and finance, item B and C have been removed. They'll be placed on the agenda for next month. So at this time, I'd like to turn to the resident comments section for non-agenda items. Seeing none, can we turn to general policy and finance and Mr. McLean?
First item is appointment to the Board of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services. I move that we appoint Christine Hattoon to the Board of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services for a term to expire on December 31, 2017.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we appoint Christine Hattoon to the Boards of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services for a term to expire on December 31st, 2017. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Maury,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Counsel Magno,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Hannan.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. 7-0, I'm sorry. Mr. McLean.
There are no other agenda items.
Thank you, Mr. McLean.
Mr. Maury, I have one additional item.
Thank you, Mr. McLean.
With apologies for my voice, I just wanted to make folks aware that the Port Authority has advised the municipality that they are going to be doing some work this summer and probably into the fall on two bridges, one on Fort Couch Road near the get-go, and then another on Brookside Boulevard near the entrance to Brookside Farms. And both of those projects are going to be done in the summer months and into the fall. During the work that's being done on Fort Couch Road, the traffic will be down to one lane in each direction. But I wanted to thank Sean Arbaugh, our Director of Community Services, because Sean was able to go to the Port Authority and persuade them that the best way to do those projects would be to not do them simultaneously so that both of those bridges are under repair at the same time, but to instead do them one after the other. And that way, because when you close the bridge on Brookside Boulevard, you're going to put a lot more traffic on Fort Couch Road. So wanted to thank Sean for being able to reach out to the Port Authority and get that done. Also wanted to congratulate Sean on the birth of his son today. And so we're all very happy about that news, too. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McLean. I'm sure he's home watching us. Okay, is there any other discussion? Hearing none, can we turn to planning and zoning and Mr. Dixon, and we have no residents signed up to speak.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have several items under planning and zoning tonight. First item is application number 2016-0843, Guardian Self-Storage and Office, Route 88, Major Land Development, 1067 Milford Drive, Guardian Storage Bethel Park LLC, applicant. I move that we approve application number 2016-0843, Guardian Self-Storage and Office, Route 88, Major Land Development, 1067 Milford Drive, Guardian Storage Bethel Park LLC, applicant.
Second.
There is a motion and a second that we approve application number 2016-0843, Guardian Self-Storage and Office, Route 88, Major Land Development, 1067 Milford Drive, Guardian Storage, Bethel Park LLC, applicant. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
McLean,
Yes.
Maury,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Council Magno,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. Dixon.
Next item is another application for Guardian Self-Storage, application number 2016-0844, Guardian Self-Storage Facility, Milford, Major Land Development, 2061 Milford Drive, Guardian Storage Bethel Park LLC, applicant. I move that we approve application number 2016-0844, Guardian Self-Storage Facility, Milford, Major Land Development, 2061 Milford Drive, Guardian Self-Storage Bethel Park LLC, applicant.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we approve application number 2016-0844, Guardian Self-Storage Facility, Milford, Major Land Development, 2061 Milford Drive, Guardian Storage Bethel Park LLC, applicant. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Maury,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Council Magno,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. Dixon.
Next item is application number 2015-0423, Fair Acres Plan of Lots Phase 1 and 2 and Parcel A, Major Subdivision 700 McMurray Road, Property Lot and Block Number 775L75, William McCloskey Family Limited Partnership, applicant. I move that we reapprove application number 2015-0423, Fair Acres Plan of Lots Phase 1 and 2 and Parcel A, Major Subdivision for recording purposes.
Second.
There's a motion and second that we reapprove application number 2015-0423, Fair Acres Plan of Lots Phase 1, 2, and Parcel A, Major Subdivision for recording purposes. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
O'Brien,
Yes.
Council Magno,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Maury.
Yes. Motion passes 7-0. Mr. Dixon.
Next item is a resolution, a CITF grant application for Miners Park Improvement Project. I move that we adopt the resolution authorizing the manager of the municipality of Bethel Park to file a grant application for a community infrastructure and tourism fund grant to fund improvements to Miners Memorial Park.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we adopt a resolution authorizing the manager of the municipality of Bethel Park to file a grant application for a community infrastructure and tourism fund grant to fund improvements to Miners Memorial Park. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Council Magno,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. Dixon.
We have another resolution for the transfer of a liquor license. I move that we adopt the resolution for the transfer of liquor license request by Giant Eagle, Inc. from 21 River Avenue, Harrison Township, Natrona, PA, 15065, to 5281 Library Road, Bethel Park, PA.
Second.
There is a motion and a second that we adopt the resolution for the transfer of a liquor license request by Giant Eagle, Inc. from 21 River Avenue, Harrison Township, Natrona, PA 15065 to 5281 Library Road, Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagnol, would you please call the roll?
Dixon.
Yes.
Hannan.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Counsel Magno.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. Dixon.
Mr. President, I have nothing else tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon. Are there any additional items? Hearing none, can we turn to health, safety, and welfare? And Mr. O'Brien.
Mr. Meyer, there are no items under health, safety, and welfare. However, I have one.
Mr. O'Brien.
As people go down 88 by Henny's Funeral Home, you will notice there's a lot of activity on the hill across from it. That's a new development. It's going on top of the hill up by Willow Terrace and Valley View. You wouldn't think that that would be a problem, but anytime we do a project now, we have to be very careful of how we do it because it affects everything around it. When they were doing their grubbing and when they were doing the early stages of development, there were some issues. And it took a lot of people to be very helpful and get on top of this to rectify the many issues that arose in that very short period of time with weather, with neighbors. And I'd just like to thank Council President Tim Maury, our newly appointed Councilman Joseph Consolmagno, Bill Spagnol, and Sean Arbaugh. We seem to have gotten on top of all the issues, and the neighbors seem to be not quite happy because they don't really want the development, but they're living with it in the projects moving forward. And without their help, I really couldn't have got it all done. So I want to thank them personally. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien. Any additional items? Hearing none, can we turn to Public Works and Maintenance and Mr. Hannan?
We have one item under Public Works and Maintenance, the resolution for the 2018 joint bid for waste collection and disposal services. I move that we adopt the resolution to authorize the municipality of Bethel Park to participate in the 2018 joint bid for a contract for solid waste collection and disposal services coordinated and administered by SHACOG.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we adopt the resolution to authorize the municipality of Bethel Park to participate in the 2018 joint bid for contract for solid waste collection and disposal services coordinated and administered by SHACOG. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagnol, would you please call the roll?
Sorry.
Mr. Harrison.
I'll just say before I make my comment on this that I have a comment before we adjourn. I just don't want you to run beyond me. But on this, this resolution, we're going to participate with SHACOG, but it allows Bethel Park, if we don't like the results of the bidding, to opt out. And so I checked with Sean Arbaugh, and he said that the timing of the SHACOG action is such that if we want to opt out, we still have time to advertise for a separate contract. And I just wanted to make that a matter of public record. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Harrison. Any other discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Spagnol, would you please call the roll?
Hannan.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Counsel Magno.
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes.
Motion passes it 7-0. Mr. Hannan. Any additional items? Mr. Harrison.
There's a property in the Molinar area on 3rd Street that has been very dilapidated and collapsing more and more as the days go on. The consideration of it has been before the district justice about 3 times, and the owner either doesn't have the money or doesn't intend to do anything about it. And I understand the owner doesn't live locally. So the municipality is going to pursue the legal steps to allow the property to be what's the word? Torn down. So I'll just, for people that are listening interested, there's a official notification that is going to appear in the Post-Gazette that says the Bethel Park Municipal Council will hold a special meeting on February 27, 2017, directly following the public hearing at 7:45 p.m. in the Bethel Park Municipal Building, 5100 West Library Avenue, Bethel Park, PA, to consider and potentially make a determination as to whether the property located at 4471 and 4473 3rd Street, Bethel Park, PA, 15102 constitutes a dangerous building under the Code of Municipality of Bethel Park, and to consider any other business which may lawfully come before council. So I just wanted to make sure that the public knows that there's certain legal steps we have to go through, and we're going to start pursuing, because it's condition is such that the thing may collapse any time. I mean, it's really significantly deteriorated. So I thank you very much for the opportunity to inform the people that we're having that meeting on February the 27th in the council chambers here at 7:45. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harrison. Are there any additional items?
Mr. Murray?
Mr. Council Magna.
I just want to commend our Public Works Department for last week. They did an excellent job, and I'm up early in the morning around 5:30, and the streets were spotless. Removed all the snow from it. It looked like it was a regular operating day. So, and they've, on behalf of the residents of Ward 1, they have really stepped up on anything that I've asked them to do over the course of the past few months, and I appreciate their efforts.
Thank you very much. Anything else? Is there a motion to
Move
adjourn?
adjourn.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Good night, everyone.